Robin Bensley, and I like small places. About 10 miles northeast of the city of Charleston, South Carolina, is the appropriately named village of Mount Pleasant. And how did it get its name? Such a great name. From an old plantation called Pleasant Plantation. And this area seems to have just a little bit of everything. It's got history, it's got architecture, it's near the water. It's a great little place, Mount Pleasant. One of the reasons I wanted to give you a peek at Mount Pleasant is because its beautiful big sister, Charleston, gets all the attention. Rightfully so. I love Charleston, but there is magic here to discover. The very first inhabitants were the Siwi Indians. Back in 1600, there were about 800 living here. By the time the first white settlers arrived from England in 1680, many of the Indians had left. And so the new settlers began the plantation life, growing things like cotton, corn, and pecans. Now the old village still has traces of its past, with restored old structures and graceful antebellum homes from the 1800s. And its shady lanes lined with live oaks draped in Spanish moss like tinsel on a Christmas tree. One of my favorite parts of Mount Pleasant is the lively Shem Creek area, home to the local shrimp boats and an assortment of casual kickback bars and restaurants where you can enjoy a rum punch and peel and eat shrimp with pelicans providing the entertainment. And along Shem Creek, stately mansions grace the shoreline. A 300-year-old art directly from Africa is very evident in Mount Pleasant. In fact, it's along Route 17. You'll hear cars whizzing by, but all along this route are the makers of Sweetgrass baskets. In fact, they're kind of famous for just this area. They're in the Smithsonian, they're in the White House. Scarlett O'Hara even had Sweetgrass baskets on her shopping list when she was coming to the area. And they're very expensive. They start around $40, but there's a whole lot of labor into it. And when you're purchasing one, you're purchasing a piece of history. And I would like for you to meet Sarah Austin. Sarah, how do you do? Good. Now, how long have you been weaving Sweetgrass baskets?
All my life. I would say about 6.
Sarah told me she's been weaving baskets for 50 years, an art she learned from her grandmother. This one, she said, took 1.5 days to make. They not only use sweetgrass, but pine needles and palmetto leaves. Mount Pleasant also boasts the world's largest naval and maritime museum. It's called Patriots Point, and it's home to the World War II aircraft carrier, the USS Yorktown. Along with historic plantations to visit, it's just a seashell's throw away from the beautiful beaches of the Isle of Palms. Yep, it's a great place to visit the next time you're in the Charleston area. Mount Pleasant could have just as well been named Mount Delightful, Mount Agreeable, Mount Inviting, Mount Lovely, Mount Affable, Mount Harmonious, Mount Nice, Mount Congenial, Mount Obliging, Mount Cheerful, Mount Enchanting, Mount Kindly. That's Mount Pleasant.